Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the Avengers issue 13, 2023. I really like that cover, showing the Stark Sentinel and everything, and the Avengers just fighting against them and everything. And we are continuing on this story as we get Orchis initiating their counteroffensive upon the Avengers, and learning that all is not as it seems. So, we start off and we see this giant shot of all of these Stark Sentinels going up against the Impossible City, Earth orbit. So then we see Una pretty much like, City, do you got this? Well, yes and no, I suppose. Yes for now, but with this volume of Sentinels incoming, my defenses will eventually be overwhelmed. Can you teleport, dimensional shift? I am bringing my D-shift engines online. They require time to spin up, however. How long? 16 minutes. And how long until the Sentinels break through the fire perimeter? 12 minutes. And we see her just like, shit. So, we got a tight deadline for what's going on here. We get back to Orchis base in Juno, as we get MODOK conferring with 3D Man. I thought the Impossible City was undetectable. It is. It has powerful stealth screens and alters its orbit regularly. But I'm the 3D Man, MODOK. I see everything. How very nice. The fact remains we're going through a great deal of Sentinels. And that'll come back later. Sentinels that are needed elsewhere. When this is all over, you can build more. The Avengers have been hitting us all day. I'm giving them to you on a platter, and you're crying about the costs? Yeah, but like, when you see what kind of happens at the end, you're like, okay. Avengers Target 9, Mutant Re-Education Center K-19. Damn, the Impossible City is under attack. We just sent a prison full of mutants there, T'Challa. I know. This was always a plan with a certain amount of flex. Orchis' agent is better than I had anticipated. He pivoted. You underestimated Delroy, didn't you? I suppose I did, Scarlet Witch. I, of all people, shouldn't have, but I did. He's always been more competent than anyone gives him credit for. I am glad that they're like, hey, this dude kind of knows what he's doing. I'm needed up there. Can the two of you see this through? Go. We can break this down. Indeed. Can you send us to these coordinates? Of course. Good hunting, Avengers, as we see Wanda initiating her own kind of teleport thing, which looks fucking amazing, by the way. Granted, I'm partial to red and everything, but that just looks really kind of cool. And just seeing Sam and T'Challa floating like that. We shift over to Stark. Iron Man to the Impossible City. How are we doing up there? There's no time. We need to evacuate. Unfeasible for Vision, as Vision and Thor catch up. The city's processing power is needed to calculate firing solutions. A translocation of that scale would allow the Sentinels to breach the perimeter too quickly to prevent a massive loss of life. But teleporting 3 is well within my capacities, as he pretty much brings, as the city pretty much brings Thor, Vision, and Tony to the fight. And then we get this fucking... God damn, the writing and just the art. Look at this shit. We've got all these Sentinels everywhere. We've got all of these heroes utilizing their powers on full scale. Wanda looking fucking awesome. We got Thor getting ready to crack off with his hammer. Tony blasting everywhere. And Vision getting ready to, like, drop it. It's awesome. And then I just love Vision and Wanda. Wanda, Avengers, nice of you to drop in. God, I love the use of color. I see all these cards and shit and everything that Wanda's doing. Yeah. Make sure to keep out of the city's firing lanes. City, time until D-shift, 14 minutes, 49 seconds. Time until Sentinel breach, 10 minutes, 12 seconds. However, that estimate is increasing now that you have entered the conflict. That is forgetting the Sentinel's adaptive technology. How long until they fully adapted to our strengths? I'm sorry, Thor, I don't have that data. 6 minutes approximately. So far, we've managed to hit them too hard and fast for them to adapt. But with such a massive network Sentinels, I can do a great deal of damage in 6 minutes. It's like... Yeah, definitely straight there, Scarlet Witch, Wanda. It's like, alright. And I just love seeing them kind of like bantering, well, not bantering, but definitely doing their tactical stuff. Thor bringing up the whole adaptive technology, Vision having more of an idea of how long it takes for them to adapt, and Wanda's like, I can do that in that time frame. So then we get back to Una, being like, okay, the Avengers are here. Can they hold up the Sentinels until we dimension jump? At current projections, no. We will still be short 2 minutes. That's all I need to know. As she pretty much utilizes the bands to bring Captain Marvel back into the fight. Because I've got about 3 minutes before I get pulled back. City, send me to the fight. And that's just a really good action pose there for Carol. So we shift back to 3D Man. Whoop, 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 whoop. What is that? Intrusion alarm. Best guess? Black Panther and Captain America. Not much they can do in orbit, so they've come to try and stop me. Exactly. What? Relax. I was ready for this. I planned for this. You think I'd plan out an attack on the Avengers and not beat one or two down personally? I'm 3-1. One of me outnumbers two of them. 3D Man out. What? As he shuts off MODOK. So, let's see here. There. Now it's just us. Come on, Avengers. Come on and see what you threw away. It's like, damn. As we're going through this, I'm thinking, man, he's really gone off. Back in orbit? Cutting it close, aren't you, Captain Marvel? Tell me about it. I'm only good for a couple of minutes, then I get snapped back. But we need those couple of minutes. And when those minutes have passed, then I'm counting on one of you to save Una. I will protect her with my life, Carol. You know that. It's like, oh, I love them understanding what's going on and seeing how they kind of plan that out. The team dynamics is a real core strength of this book and what I really love seeing. Alright. Hi, Delroy. It's 3D Man. How does it feel, T'Challa? How does it feel to know that the Avengers have been taken down by a reject? Come on, it's over. We don't want to hurt you, Del. That's the thing, though, Sam. You did. All the Avengers did. And now I want to hurt you. As we see Sam and T'Challa ganging up on him to fight him and tossing the shield around and everything. You're right, Delroy. I did underestimate you. You told me that you would come at us with everything you had. I should have understood what that meant. What? This is a trick. No. All of this has been the trick. It's like, ooh, and then we get the nice reveal as we see them kind of fighting but stopping as T'Challa gets onto him. Wake up, treasured one, translated from Old Wakandan. Wake up, Avenger. And we see that they really put him in deep as an undercover agent. I'll do it. An embittered ex-Avenger. I can sell that. Thank you, Delroy. Once inside, you can feed us the intelligence we need to strike. Avengers, the first Sentinel has broken through the fire perimeter. But we have to go all the way. They have to think it's real. You have to make me think it's real. They're too secure for anything less. Are you suggesting hypno-conditioning? Iron Man and Vision inbound, City. Hold tight. We've got him. As we see Vision and Tony trying to go after that Sentinel that's broken through. As we're learning what's going on. I kind of like this and like the kind of craggliness of the panels as it's going through. It's the only way. It's the only way. Full psychic camouflaging with a code phrase ripcord. I need to give you information without my conscious mind ever knowing it. I need to be perfect for this to come off, T'Challa. Wanda, I'm getting pulled back. When I'm in there, it's going to be real to me. I'm going to come after the Avengers with everything I've got. Do you understand? Do you understand me? I do. Tony, the Sentinels adapt to our attacks. Damn it, we have to catch it. As we see that the Sentinels made it. Carol's getting pulled back. I'm myself again. Oh god, the Sentinels. Prepare for impact as the Sentinel almost makes it there before 3D Man. All Sentinels in orbit. Orbital combat arena. Deactivate. Authorization Garrett 439. They stopped? It would appear so. As Wanda protected units. Like, yes. Vision to Black Panther, Captain America. Orbit is secured. Black Panther to the Avengers. Viral strike on Orcus systems is underway. We're heading home. I did what I could. We've wiped out their Sentinel reserves. Aha! It's like, MODOK's like, we're going through all these, and 3D Man, he fucking did it. Taking out the critical infrastructure I pointed you to. But will it be enough? On its own? No. That's the thing, Delroy. We're all doing what we can. We're all in this together. None of us is alone. Damn straight, Sam, as they get teleported to the Impossible City. Days later, after the fall of Orcus, and we see all of those Sentinels just fucking littered in orbit. It's like, sweet Jesus. How's it going with Sentinel cleanup? Not bad, not bad. Though between this and the Manslayers, I am getting a little sick of scooping deactivated robots out of orbit. Get that, Tony. Victory! 'Tis the sweetest wine, my friend. City, you fought with courage. Thank you, Thor. Shame Delroy couldn't be here. He had his own business, I am afraid. Sam, are you certain these aren't burnt? Oh, for God's sake. I love how their kind of, like, craziness in regards to their relationship is, like, T'Challa is critiquing his cooking as he's, like, making burgers. It's like, oh my god. Well, we could certainly use a break. Let us just hope that the world remains safe for a little longer. Wanda is like, well, had to jinx that shit. As we then shift over, I fear that is not the case, as we see that Blood Hunt has now tied off and teased for this to be continued in Blood Hunt issue 1. And that just looks fucking gnarly. And then we get this cool kind of thing. talking about like the editorship that goes on from Tom B going over to X-Men and shifting over from Avengers. I thought that was a nice kind of read. It helped me learn a little bit about kind of like the whole process of like the history of like editing for the Avengers series, which was actually kind of cool. And then we get our tease for Avengers 14 Blood Hunt tie-in. With the current Avengers tied up and under siege during Blood Hunt, Captain Marvel calls for aid. And who better to assemble a new team of Avengers than Steve Rogers? Captain America gathers the forces of Quicksilver, Hawkeye, Hercules, and Hazmat to take on the hordes of vampires attacking all over the world. And when they encounter an organized army of vampires in uniforms led by a surprise villain, it gets personal. Ooh, that's nuts. So, I really like this with how it tied in with the fall of the House of X. I liked seeing how the Avengers operated on taking on this kind of different kind of villain structure. Utilization of an undercover agent, and I'm glad that 3D Man wasn't a villain and wasn't, I mean, granted, he's got a strained relationship with the Avengers, but it was nice that when it really came to it, he was helping the Avengers out and everything. So I was like, yeah. And seeing how the team just operated with such kind of cool efficiency and what they were able to do even when things were not going their way, that is the strength of this book. That is what the like Avengers and I think team up comics in general should do, showcasing the coming together of these heroes and how they operate, how they kind of think, what they kind of take stock in and importance of, and how that kind of complements other kind of characters as well. And it really helps when the art is just fucking amazing, seeing how the action works out. Now granted, these last couple, these last two issues have really been action-packed, and of course we're going to get action with like vampires and shit. But I just love all the different kind of things that the art showcases here with like the range of emotion, emotional scenes of like, oh shit, we don't have enough time to do this, and then shifting over to like this giant spread of the Avengers taking on these Sentinels as they're going after the Impossible City. I'm really glad I'm reading this book because it's just really been enjoyable, and I'm glad it's turned me on to these creative teams and these writers and artists that I really am not familiar with. I like seeing the new kind of ones kind of pop up and see how they kind of take things, because I do have some of the kind of favorite runs that I've had for different kind of series and whatnot, but it's always kind of cool to find a new kind of creative team that pops up and you're like, wow, the writers and the artists are so on point and it just makes magic, and that's what I love about this. So, those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.